Welcome to lesson 50 of course 2. In this lesson we're going to talk about unit multipliers and unit conversion. We're going to write unit multipliers for equivalent measures, and we're going to use unit multipliers to convert from one unit of measure to another. This is another one of those lessons that concepts that many students struggle with. So please make sure you understand this. Come see me if you're confused after you're done watching this video. Bring your questions to class and let's get them all worked out. So first of all, a unit multiplier is a ratio that's equal to 1 that's composed of two equivalent measures. So in our example here, 12 inches is equal to 1 foot, or 12 inches over 12 inches would equal 1. Well, 12 inches over 1 foot also equals 1. So that's a unit multiplier, and we would use that in order to convert feet to inches, or inches to feet, depending on which direction we're going with our multiplier. So we're going to step back for a minute and just kind of review how we reduce and why things do what they do. If we reduce 2436, once we factor those out and we get what the factors are here, then we can go ahead and start canceling out numbers, and we're left with just 2/3. Or if we're canceling during multiplication, we can take that 3 out and make those 1s and then multiply across and get 2/5. Well, it works the same way when we use a multiplier with measures like feet and inches and yards and miles, that just like we can cancel this 3 and this 3 out, we can cancel these feet with these feet. So what's left is 5 times 12, which is 60, and what's left is the inches. And down here, all we have is 1 times 1, so that equals 1. So we end up with 60 inches because the feet have been eliminated. That's the whole essence of using a unit multiplier, is to eliminate what we don't need, so we get the measure that's asking us to find in the problem. So when the numerator and the denominator of a fraction are equal, and the fraction is equal to 1, then it doesn't matter whether we do it this way, or we do it this way, or we do it this way. These all equal 1. They're all equal to 1. And we're going to use that to our advantage when using unit multipliers. In this unit multiplier here, we're asked to convert 5 feet to inches. So we use the unit multiplier. 12 inches is the same as 1 foot. The reason why we want to use that one is because we got to get foot down here as the denominator so that it can cancel out with the foot in the numerator of the 5. So once those cancel out, then we get 5 times 12 is 60, and we're left with just the inches, and we get 60 inches. Same thing down here on the second one. If we're asked to convert 96 inches to feet, now our multiplier, instead of being inches over feet, it's going to be feet over inches, because we want the inches in the bottom, because we need this inches to cancel with this inches up in the numerator of our 96 inches. We want those to cancel out, because our answer calls for feet. It wants us to find how many feet 96 inches is equivalent to. So now we get 96 inches, so we get 96 feet over 12. And when we do that math, we end up with 8 feet. So it's very important that you just remember that the multiplier, these got to cancel each other out. Or, it may cancel this way. It depends. We'll see if we have any like that. So let's look at, first of all, let's just get the idea of unit multipliers. 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. How would that look as a multiplier like in the prior discussions that we just had in this slide? One way is that you can put the feet on top. So 3 feet is equal to, how do you make this equal to 1? Yeah, it's 1 yard. The other way is we put feet on the bottom, can't we? And then put yards on top. So we can do either one of those. And both of these are equal, and they both equal 1. Okay, so get the idea. We've got to get your unit multipliers have to equal 1. All right, so keeping that in mind, the feet over yards or yards over feet, let's see if we can do a couple here. 240 yards to feet. So we got 240 yards. We got to convert those to feet. So we need yards on the bottom here, don't we? Because we want to we want to end up with feet. So what's going to be on top here? Feet. Because we want these to be able to cancel out. So how many feet are in a yard? 3 feet are in a yard. So now we just multiply. 240 times 3 is 720 feet. Is how many feet? 240 yards is equal to 720 feet. And 200, if we take 240 feet, now our multiplier's got to be reversed because we want the feet, 3 feet down in the bottom here. We put our yards up on top here. Multiply those. We can cancel out our feet. It just leaves us yards because we want our answer in yards. We got 240 yards over 3. And 3 goes into 24 8 times, so it should be 80 yards. So our answer should be 80 yards and 720 feet once we use those unit multipliers. Excellent. So that's exactly how they did it. So you got to use your unit multiplier to cancel out. See how we use whichever one we needed. And we flip this around from feet to yards and yards to feet so that we got the answer in the measure that they called for. All right. Let's look at another one. Let's try another one. Let's practice some. You got to get this down. I'm telling you, this will make you crazy if you don't understand this, because we'll go from hours to minutes to miles per hour and things like that. So it's important that you understand these basic conversions of unit multipliers. So an Olympic park event in a track and field is a 100-meter dash. So 100-meter dash is 100 meters. We know that. It says 100 meters is about how many yards. So we need to convert 100 meters to yards. Well, I'm going to tell you right now that 1 meter is equal to 1.1 yards. So which is going to go on the bottom? Is it going to be meters or is it going to be yards? Hopefully you said meters, because we've got to cancel out the meters because it wants our answer in yards. So we're going to put the yards on top. So now we do it. We cancel out our meters, and 1 times 1 is 1, and 100 times 1.1 is 110. So 110 yards is equal to a meter. Makes sense? I hope so. I hope it does. It's really not too difficult once you get the idea of you getting the right. It's important that you get the meters on the bottom here because we got to get our answer in yards. If we flip that around, we'll never end up with just one measure in our answer. Okay, let's try again. Tim can sprint 9 yards per second. So I like to go ahead and break that apart. See that slash right there? So I got 9 yards, and he can do that every second. All right, now convert this to feet. So we got to get to feet. Well, in order to do that, we're going to have to do a couple of conversions. But first of all, let's get rid of the yards. Okay, so we want 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. Is that correct? Do you agree with that? I hope so. So it wants feet per second. So now we have our yards are going to cancel out. Do we now have in our answer over here on the top here? You notice that we only have feet, and what do we have only on the bottom? Seconds. So do we have feet per second? We do. Now we just got to multiply. 9 times 3 is 27, and so 27 feet per second is our answer. All right, that's it. I know that's not much practice. We'll talk more about this in class tomorrow. You've got to get these unit multipliers down. They're going to be a major part of your future math, is how to use unit multipliers. Here's your 3 problems you need to work on. Get them done. Submit them to me tonight. We'll see you tomorrow in class. Bring your questions. Thank you.